Welcome to another exciting episode of 123. It's the podcast. I am hosting today with my brother in arms, Jose, Cosmo, and we have a very special guest today. Danny, the man, is here to tell you all about everything good in Jamestown, his life, and at Shawbucks, which is where we happen to be shooting today. So, Danny, tell me about Shawbucks, man.
Shawbucks. It's Wednesday. Not too much going on right now, but I'm happy to join in on this.
Hell yeah, man.
And karaoke this Friday night with DJ Rodney. And then Saturday we'll have a guest DJ.
Guest
DJ. Don't know exactly which one it is.
Surprise guests.
Surprise guest DJ
Yeah,
for Saturday night. So looking forward to that.
Brought some specials, Danny.
Yeah.
Give us some specials. What can the people get?
Specials. Tonight is burger night. Also, we got a half a dozen specialty burgers that we do. And we got Canadians.
Canadians for
Canadian
off.
beer. Buck off on our Canadian beer.
Come down and get some Molson down here.
Molson, Labatt, Blue Light.
Canadian beer. All right, I got to talk about Canadian beer for a minute.
Bring it
because
in.
I'm a big fan of Canadian beer. Now, we all know Canada, but their beer...
What do you mean, buddy?
Their beer's on point, man. Molson, Labatt's, those are some of my favorite beers. I'm a
Labatt
big
is
fan
fire. I do love
of Canadian beer. So big ups to you, Canada. You're good at something, that's for sure.
And the BV, smooth as silk.
And
Black Velvet
Neil
is
Young, right?
Neil Young's Canadian?
Kessler's smooth as silk. It says it right on the bottle.
Yeah, but is that a Canadian?
BB's a nice Canadian blend.
Was Kessler Canadian?
Kessler's is not Canadian. That is an American blend.
Okay. So it's all about the mash, guys. It's all about the mash.
So if you like to get your drink on, come down to Shawbucks, guys. Great bar. They got great
And you
food.
get to snack some food
In
real
fact,
quick.
they put out a nice little spread for us today. We got some fried veggies, mushrooms and onions, petals. We got some risotto balls, which I think are fantastic, some of my faves, and some wings. We're going to get down in a little bit, but first we're going to talk to Danny more about Danny. I mean,
The jokester himself.
if you don't know him, now's the time to get to know him because he's one of a kind, and he's my friend.
Huh.
So that's even
I
more
was a
special.
surprise to him. He didn't know that.
I am thinking about that, talking about Canada.
Oh,
I have a little story
Oh, yes.
about a child that come walking into his classroom, and it was about 20 minutes late. And the teacher obviously was upset because he was late. And the teacher asked him why he was late, and he said, "Because I didn't get any fucking breakfast." Well, she doesn't put up with that kind of crap in her classroom. She immediately put little Paul in the corner. She said, "Paul, you stand there and you wait till you're called on." So the teacher asks, "Well, go on with our geography class. Can anybody in this classroom show me where the Canadian border is?" Nobody in the classroom raises his hand or her hand. And then she looks up, and there's Paul standing in the corner with his back to the class, but he's got his arm up. And she's really hoping somebody would raise their hand, but nobody does.
Other than Paul.
So finally she goes, "All right, I'm going to call on Paul. Hey, Paul, you tell the rest of the class where the Canadian border is?" And he goes, "Sure. Canadian border is in bed with my mother right now, and that's why I didn't get any fucking breakfast." So.
I have to think on that one for a second.
he is full of them. Danny, the floor is yours, man. The floor is yours.
Another one. Give us another.
Give us another one.
Another joke?
Yeah.
I guess I could tell. Well,
Oh, wait, I got it.
I guess I can tell you about, let's see. I've got too many of them right
Now hold on, Danny.
Okay.
I've never seen you stumped to tell a joke.
All right.
That's because he's on the spot right now.
Yeah, I'm on the spot. Normally I just let these things fly just for the fun of it. So we could talk about, we go back to school here a little bit. A couple weeks ago, didn't everybody have Easter break?
Yeah.
Right? So, teacher, before everybody took the break, asked the children, anybody explain to me why we're going on break? And Susie in the front row says, I know. It's so we can get everybody together and give thanks, and everybody shares a meal. And she goes, wait a second, Susie, what I think you're thinking about is Thanksgiving. Does anybody understand why we have Easter off? And then Susie raises her hand. She goes, it's because you get your family together and you put up a tree and there's presents and stuff. Wait. What you're thinking about is Christmas. So finally, Tommy raises his hand. Tommy, tell everybody why we get Easter off. Well, a long time ago, a guy named Jesus Christ was hung on a cross. And after, I guess he died on this cross, they took his body and they put it in this big hole, covered it up with this huge rock. And 3 days went by. And Jesus got up and he rolled that rock out of the way, and if he sticks his head up and he sees his shadow, there's 6 more weeks of winter.
I'm gonna steal that one, Danny.
That's all right.
My next cocktail party.
So, we got the jokes going, we got the food coming.
Oh, the food, I've been already getting down on the food.
But before we get down on the food, we just had, speaking of holidays, pretty sure Memorial Day was this past weekend, right?
Yes, it was.
And now everybody, does their own thing, family or friends. They do their own Memorial Day party. But I want to specifically ask you, Danny, what did you do for Memorial Day?
Yeah, I drove by your house, your car wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, Memorial Day. I went and saw some live music up in Bemis Point.
What'd you see?
I went up to the golf course, a band that plays here at Shawbucks a lot. We Speak Canadian. Was playing on the back deck at the Bemis Point golf course. And after they got done with their set, about 9 o'clock, the golf course set off fireworks. Actually, it was a very good show, considering it wasn't a municipality or anybody else. Somebody
It was a private fireworks guy or something.
Yeah, they went out and hired some actually good pyrotechnics people, licensed professionals. Very well done show. Had to be good, I'd say 25 to 35 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a long one.
Yeah, they don't give it away either. So somebody cut the check for that. I don't know exactly who did it, but I remember back in the day, it'd either be the municipality or somebody like that would put on these big shows. And pretty extravagant. It was nice of them to put it on. Very well attended. And then after that show got done, I went down to...
I'm going to say the casino.
The casino. Of course, the bus drivers were playing down there.
Bus drivers.
Bus drivers play here at Shawbucks.
Big ups to the bus drivers. Been together over 20 years.
He's their biggest fan.
Cover band. I'm not. I like them. I'm not saying I'm not their biggest fan, but I am the biggest fan of their ex-drummer, Mark Scapoletti.
Scappy Scap.
Who happens to be drumming for...
What's that band's name?
Trip to Deuce.
Yeah, that
yes,
one.
Which, if you don't know about Trip to Deuce, I'm going to tell you right now, they spit fire.
Straight fuego.
Straight
Cory
fuego.
to do that thing.
Oh.
Oh, he's got it.
Straight fire. Trip to Deuce. Check them out. They're going to be all over the place. I think their next show is in June, though. Coming up at the Cellar, and then they're going to be up at what's the ski place Ron works at? Cockade. Ron'd be so mad right now.
Where is Ron? I'll call him shortly.
Speaking of Ron, if you watch this podcast, you owe me some money. You've been dodging me, son. It's not cool.
Calling him out publicly.
Dan, you want to get down on a little of this food so we can...
I am probably going to go back to work here after a little bit.
Okay.
Just because, I think that most of my time isn't supposed to be spent doing this.
Right.
I'm enjoying it.
Hey.
You get to sit down for
I
a
get
little
to sit
bit.
down for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we love
You're
having you,
closing
man.
tonight, aren't you?
I am not.
Wonderful.
I
Come
am,
see me at the wine cellar.
There you go.
play some music in that jukebox.
There's a live metal band tonight.
Uh,
Why are you gonna scoff at live music?
well, because
That's like your thing, isn't it?
okay, don't take that the wrong way. The only reason there was a little scoff there is because Danny comes in, throws
Puts 20 in the
20 in
jukebox.
the jukebox, and you get the good music playing all night long.
A little bit of TP, some Van Halen.
So, Kiss. I'll always throw some Love Gun in there for me.
Yeah.
Speaking of Love Gun, maybe I'll stop down Friday night, me and you duet.
Hey,
For
more the
karaoke.
merrier. It's a good time.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Beautiful people, beautiful voices.
Yeah.
Shawbucks
that's
on a
what-
Friday night. Can't beat it.
Come on down.
So tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, when this airs, Paul.
Hey, well, yeah, that will be tonight. It's Wednesday now, but
Just
by the
keep
time it's
eating
here.
this stuff, though. Just fucking banging.
All right, Hose, give us a little critique.
It's rude to speak with your mouth full.
Unless you cover your mouth.
And then you probably can't understand what he's going to say if he's got his hand over it.
And he's mumbling.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fire. I love deep fried mushrooms, man.
Deep fried mushrooms.
Kaz doesn't like
I'm gonna
veggies, so
sprint
those
for
are
a
all going to
second.
be mine.
All right, Danny,
Danny,
thanks for coming.
Yep.
Pop
Come
in
on
anytime you want.
back if you want.
I'll come
The
back.
couch is always open
Yeah.
for you, buddy.
I'll stick my head back.
Our casting couch is lit.
We are going to take a
10 minutes.
10-minute food break. We're going to get down on this, and then we're going to come back with our review of that said food, and then we got more coming at you. I just did 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1 podcast. It's the
And we're back. Did you catch that compliment on there? I
That
hope you did. So, thank you, Shawbucks, for that amazing meal. You guys got to get down here.
Fantastic, guys.
Get down here and try out the food. It's delicious. They even made us a special thing that's not on the menu, and it should be these deep fried mushrooms.
I want to throw a big
Fire.
shout out to Sherry.
Yeah,
Because she's the
more
one who made
Sherry.
this all possible. Food was fantastic. So, on to the next subject.
We're going to finally get to the Game of Thrones final episode. And we brought Cory and Alyssa on, just so you know. We're going to introduce them. That's Cory and Alyssa. They're gang.
Gang.
They like Game of Thrones. We asked them to help us talk about it because we feel we would only give you a one-sided view.
A very short consensus on the episode.
So we're going to try to talk about it a little bit more, and that's why we brought these guys with us.
So I'm going to start with Alyssa on this. What did you think about the final episode of Game of Thrones?
It was alright.
What you mean, all right?
I mean, it could have been better, but
Well, what did you like about it?
I mean, I don't know.
You didn't finish it? Yeah, it was that terrible that she didn't even
Yeah, I
finish it.
kept falling asleep, so you know.
Corey's so upset right now. It's like, I can't
I
believe
tried
she-
watching it like 3 times.
3 attempts, people. 3
Yeah.
attempts, and she never finished it. Think about that for a second. It was trash. Kaz, Cory?
Like
Corey.
the X.
I gotta
Got
say
it.
my favorite part
Speak up.
was Ghost and John.
Ghost and John reuniting?
Him actually petting him.
Hey, actually went and
Showed
pet
him
his
some
puppy.
love. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Instead
was
of just telling him to leave, like, peace out, dog.
And that should also tell you how bad I think it was, because that's the best part of it. I mean, it wraps some things up, but I don't know. All in all, it's kind of a heartbreaker.
Yeah, definitely. 2 thumbs down for me.
I think I'm going to take the opposite road just to try to point out some positives. Obviously, me and Jose watched it together, and we talked about it, and but neither of us were really happy. I think everybody wants the show that they're invested so much time into to go their way a little bit more. Obviously, it didn't really hit what fans were looking for. I know I personally wanted John to, come out on top, rule everything. Before we go any further, spoiler alert, people. If you're watching this
If
part
you
of the
haven't
show,
seen it yet.
we are talking about the last episode of Game of Thrones. But yeah, I wanted John to kind of get it, and he kind of got douched. But then again, they send him out to the Night's Watch, but there is no Night's
Yeah,
Watch.
he's the real king
So,
of the North now.
so basically, he just gets to go wander the North, which is really, I think, kind of what he would want. I think he's just heartbroken that he had to kill
Well,
Danny.
To that point, there is the lands of always winter where no one's ever charted or anything. And they could be doing the Arya thing, like she's discovering America. He could be discovering, Alaska or some shit. I don't know.
She's playing
Greenland.
Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, they're all being Christopher Columbus now, except for Sansa.
Yeah.
How about Sansa with the power move though? She's like, I'm not being part of this
It's just
kingdom.
not happening.
Screw you, I'm queen up here.
That's my shit.
And they gave it to her. They were like, all right, you can have it.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Whatever.
I mean, there was a lot that did happen, even though you might not have liked it.
How about Bran's participation trophy?
Yeah.
He just gets to become king because he's,
And then Bran
He's a
kind of
wizard.
looks at him at the end too, and he's like, why do you think that it happened this way?
He knew the whole time, and he didn't say
Yeah,
anything.
like what a little jerk. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know what? Everybody's there for a reason, and you know the reason, but you're not going to tell anyone.
Yeah. Introduce democracy. That's
I mean, he wouldn't tell the sisters
What do you think
about
of that,
John.
Bran?
Earlier episodes, the secret of him being Targaryen.
Well, it's John's.
Passed it on to her,
It was
he's
John's
like-
secret to tell.
Yeah, but what is it? Tyrion's like, what do you think of that, Bran? Or somebody did. And he's like, well, why do you think I'm here? I don't know why you're there. I don't
Pretty
really know.
arrogant.
I will say the only part that I liked about the episode is when Sam had the same idea as Tyrion, and they all just like shot him down hard, like you stupid.
Like a democracy.
Yeah, like let's elect a king, and they're all like.
I don't like the
stupid.
dragon just flying off.
Yeah, what was that
It's
about?
just-
I thought,
and he just burned the throne. How did he know to burn the throne?
well, because he knew that was the cause
Did
of,
he really know that that's why?
Did he though?
apparently. I mean, they wrote it. You guys didn't.
And John's a true Targaryen, right? So he
Yeah.
could have been like immune to dragon fire, like most Targaryens are, or at least you think they are.
Yeah.
Daenerys just walked in and out of fire. John could have been like, "Go ahead, bro."
I thought John was going to hop on the dragon
Right?
when it put its head down to burn the
Yeah.
What did he?
throne.
What did he do with Daenerys' body? Who knows? Probably ate it. Probably
Probably.
fucked it. Who knows?
Probably.
Ate it. Or
Probably both.
I was most disappointed that we didn't get to see any more
No.
Arya side boob.
I liked it too, Bestie. I didn't think it was
The side boob?
Yeah.
It
was nice.
I
not
liked
that
it.
bad, you know?
He said he
Everybody had a problem with it. I had no problem with
He's
it.
like, ew. I'm like, oh.
Ew, she's old enough. Anyway, we'll get off that. I only threw it out to kind of mess with
upset
Paul
Paul.
a little bit.
Paul doesn't like the side boob action.
I didn't like it either.
He didn't
I'm
mind
with
so
Paul.
much himself, and that he didn't see
Jose
it,
was
but
watching it with
he
me.
just didn't want us
I watched it
talking
with you.
about it.
You were
That's how-
cringing. You were cringing
Yeah.
that day. It was he also cringed during the Brienne.
That's also
and
my
Jamie
favorite
scene.
character, Arya. So.
The Brienne and Jamie scene. These two could not handle it.
Well,
No.
But they can watch Cersei and Jamie fuck all day.
I mean, that's not. I don't enjoy watching that either.
They're just brother and sister.
It's not.
It's no biggie. It's only
It's
Alabama
normal.
after all. But all in all, I think we all agree except for Alyssa, which she said it was aight. It was a pretty shit episode. Shit ending. Shame on you guys. HBO.
I mean, it was but not
I mean,
for the final.
I like
episode.
Tyrion being around still. I do like that.
Yeah, Tyrion's probably the man. He's the man, right? He's an awesome character. I like how he threw his fucking pin down the stairs. Like,
And you can't say you didn't get a little enjoyment that Braun got to be on the new
New
council.
council.
Yeah.
Because that was cool.
yeah, at least they tied it up.
The
with his
Master of
character.
Coin. They give Braun the Master of Coin.
That's all he wanted was to get paid.
That's really the whole goal. Shit is like,
Like
where's
you
my
say,
money at?
You're Lord of Highgarden, Master of Coin. Yeah, right.
I guess I
A
can
lot
live
of
with that.
Wiping everyone else's ass, pretty much.
Yeah, he did his
Do you guys
share.
think this episode was going to be like the best or something? Or
I was hoping. I was hoping that it was a great show.
I didn't expect it to be the best episode of the season.
No,
The
it's
last
just, I
season,
think we were just
but
hoping it was
I thought it was going to be good.
better, a
Closing.
finish.
I thought they were going to close it better.
Yeah, it was too rushed. As Paul pointed out earlier to me before we started shooting, it was like a canceled show. And they're like, all right, let's just tie it all together real quick. Star Wars better be awesome. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
So let us know your thoughts, guys, if you're watching. Like, what did you think of the final episode? We weren't happy.
No.
But we want to know what you thought. So, click on there with your comments. Let us know.
Good plug, Cos. Good plug.
If you thought it was awesome, we'll probably comment back to you.
Paul will probably comment back.
But yeah, let's be real. We're not going to comment back to anything.
Well, Paul will.
That's why we got Paul. Paul, say hi.
Hi.
There's Paul.
All right. And that's it for the main reason why we started this podcast is Game of Thrones. So
We just wanted to talk about it, and now we can't anymore. So.
we're going to go find something else to watch, I guess.
So you can talk about it.
So
Any
we can talk
idea,
about
you
it.
guys got any
Yeah,
ideas of
talk
something
about
new
it.
to watch?
You guys ever watch Battlestar Galactica?
Paul, we know you're nerdy, but come on. Come on, guys. All right, so enough Game of Thrones. That's done. Buried. So let's talk about what's going on in our area now. Kaz leads us into Rib Fest next week.
Oh, if you've never been to Rib Fest, it's right in the title, all right? Ribs.
Fest.
Ribs. That's what it's all about. There's going to be ribs. There's going to be ribs.
Pulled pork
There's going
sandwiches.
to be brisket.
Music.
We're
Live
gonna
music.
talk
We're
about
gonna get there.
Oh, okay, sorry about
There's gonna be
gotta
there's
talk about
gonna
the
be
food
music.
first.
There's gonna be all sorts of food. They got. They'll probably have their kettle corn. You got your fresh squeezed lemonade,
Blooming onions.
fries and tenders. I don't know why you get that, but some people do. Kids
Those are the
mainly.
picky eaters in the world.
It's a little expensive, but it's a good time. A lot of people are gonna be out. Hopefully, we're gonna have some good weather. There's things to do for the kids. So they got a bounce house. They get things.
Playground.
Is that just for the kids?
Yeah, I don't think the adults really can get in there. I don't
Corey's
think they
short
let
enough to get in there.
I think I could work with bounce
You
house.
might be able to get in there. Shave though.
Chew mean shave.
I hear that.
Oh, to pretend like I'm young?
Yeah.
Nah, he just hit puberty real early and they gave him a waiver for his tattoos.
Yeah.
Mom, let me get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Wear long sleeves.
About it.
My parents.
Long sleeves in June.
But
Good
Rib
idea.
Fest is gonna be it's gonna be the shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
So Wednesday night, going back to the live music, we got Pressure Sensitive. Thursday is Shady Side. Never heard of them?
It's a
Check 'em
blues
out.
and rock band.
Kaz knows what's up. Friday is Straight Shooter
Is that here?
and Wasted Whiskey.
Both
Saturday
bands.
is Strange Kind of Sunshine and closing out with Smoking 45.
Smoking 45. If
They're
you're
awesome.
into country music, and they're kind of not all country anymore, but country and some
Country rock.
rock, country
Country
rock.
rock, Southern rock, as it were.
They put on a good show, good guys. Going to be a lot of good music, a lot of good food. If you want to get your face painted, they'll do that. There's always someone painting
There's a
faces.
sex joke in there somewhere.
People selling stuff. You can usually there's like a table you can buy like soap and deodorant for cheap.
For you dirty hippies out there that don't
A lot
know
of
what
hippies
that's
selling
about.
some stuff.
Fucking wooks.
You probably try to sign up to win like free windows or something. It's usually free boat, free
Glad I know what
windows.
that is now.
But the ribs are banging. Go down there, try them. Put your vote in for who you thinks is the best, because then they'll get a trophy.
Trophies are cool.
I want to do some. Maybe I'll cook some ribs. Join in.
Just stand on the outside
Outside
of
the Rib Fest?
outside the rib fest.
See if I can outside.
I'd buy your ribs.
Rib fest, a lot of fun, guys. So
They got beer.
Oh yeah, there's a beer
there's
tent.
a beer
tent,
tent,
it's like $2.
but you have to stand inside the tent.
With your beer.
Well, not
I
You
just
can
the
walk
tent.
out.
You can walk out.
I don't know about that.
You know how crowded that place will be?
You just have to have a wristband.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You're right,
You're right.
Sissy.
And they're cheap. They're like $2.
Well,
The cheapest thing
the
there.
tickets are $2, right? Is it like $2? It's two
Yeah,
tickets
$2
per
a
beer.
beer.
I don't know. Go there and find out for yourself.
It's worth stopping down. It's worth stopping, but bring some money,
That's why I said figure it
because
out.
Figure it out.
it kind of
Figure it out.
expensive.
All right, well, on to the next thing in our local area. June 13th. Juneteenth, isn't that a thing? I think that's a thing. We got Southern Tier Wrestling with the Nasty Boys. I got chokeslammed by one of those guys once at a show. It's a long story for another podcast.
Did you say June 13th?
That's what you wrote down.
Yeah, I think that even though that sounds awesome, because I want to be there, I think that might be a night where my favorite band might be playing that night. If you've never heard of them, their name is Trip to Deuce. These guys rock. And I think that's the night they're playing at the Wine Cellar. I'm going to try to look it up while you continue to talk about the wrestling.
This is Kaz's handwriting. I know this is unprofessional to do, but whatever. Take me out to the Brawl at Dietrich Park. $10 general admission, 12 and under for 5 at 7 o'clock. You get your tickets at Pal Joey's for the game time, and it's $3 more at the door if you don't get tickets. I might go, unless I have to work for that day, which probably I always have to work for everything.
Well, if Zeke's playing, you definitely gotta work.
Yeah, if Zeke's playing, I gotta work.
There's a chance we might be playing. I'm not going to say that for sure, but I'll definitely fill you in on next week's podcast.
Trip to
I mean,
Deuce.
Trip to Deuce,
Oh.
which happens to be my band.
Not Zeke's band, Kaz's band.
No, my band. I let my brother be in my band. He used to, at one point, you guys might know him, he used to do this podcast. But
Yeah,
that,
it's a strange
that
thing.
doesn't seem to be a thing anymore, so.
Yeah, we gotta put Mickey on the banner instead of Zeke now. Paul's face is great right now. And then Friday, well, actually this Friday, the day that this airs, Paul does it right. The Winter Fellas, which is Zeke's side piece with Joel Peterson.
One of Zeke's side pieces.
One of the Zeke side pieces.
Ah.
Winter Fellas are at the Wine Cellar, and I think it's just them. There was no one else on that bill, right?
There might have been.
Doesn't matter. Winter Fellas, come check them out. I'll be working. I make the best Bloody Mary in town. You know,
I mean, if
Long Island.
you're not at Shawbucks getting down with
Danny.
karaoke with
can
me
we zoom in on Danny?
Danny.
Danny wave.
You guys know you want to come down and see Danny. He got all sorts of jokes to tell you. I know you like the ones that you heard earlier.
I'll tell you jokes for days.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about? This is their first time ever being on here.
No?
Guys,
No,
Speaking
second.
of, are we
Second
talking about
time.
June events or?
June
Sure.
events. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't forget about the Greek Fest.
oh, tell us about
Fucking
that.
Greek Fest.
Where?
I think it's
I like that she
right
tells
across
that.
the street from our house.
Don't park in their driveway.
No.
Unless
VIP
you know me.
only. But I think
that's
it's,
me
what
and
is it,
Hoes,
the
right?
16th, right?
Try
I
to-
think it's
try to
Father's
come.
Day weekend.
Yeah, Father's Day weekend
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
whatever
3
that
days.
is, I think it's not next weekend, but the weekend
Yeah.
after.
Go up there, get some Greek food, which is delicious.
Yes, music,
Oh,
beer
some
again,
baklava.
Baklava.
Oh,
gyros.
I love baklava.
What did you say?
Gyros, right?
Mediterranean tacos?
Yeah, gyros.
You remember that commercial? The Arby's commercial? Gyro? Mediterranean taco.
Heroes are good too, but baklava is
That's
my
not
jam.
slang.
I made it once. It was
Can you
good.
make that? You're Greek.
Yeah, I can make that.
Alright,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just gonna skip the
Baklava.
fest and go to Corey's house.
I made that before, Hose. I know how to make
You
it.
didn't tell me that.
I just said it right before you asked him.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry, Kaz.
We can just have another cookout.
There you go.
Oh, that's kind
Settle
of a
that
pain in the
one.
butt to make. Well, Corey, you make it.
And I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Paul, is there anything on your end? Is there anything going on?
Very lively. I don't know.
Paul doesn't know. All right, I think
Keep an eye out.
Hey guys, thanks again to Shawbucks for letting us be here this week.
Feeding us delicious food.
delicious food.
Oh,
Thanks again to Sherry.
what you got, Paul?
and introduce the musical segment.
And with it, that's going to be it for the talking part. But what we have coming for you right now is a little musical treat. It's a little collaboration. I think there's like a couple different videos coming your way, including featuring artists such as Zeke, me, Harmony,
Harm.
Adam Gould,
And Billy.
and Billy Blakey.
Billy.
1, 2, 3.
Me out.
We are here at the lovely Chautauqua Music, located on 3rd Street. 3rd Street? 2nd Street. 3rd Street. 2nd Street. 2nd Street. It's been a while. I used to live on 2nd Street, like right next door. 2nd Street, Jamestown, New York. Billy Goat Cates, the gracious host that he is, letting us come down here and hang out. There he is. There he is over there with the Windex, making sure shit's clean. Yeah. But either way, this is probably like the best place to shoot our show. Shut up, Cos. This is the best place to shoot our show because you never know which local musicians might show up. So we're going to do like a little segue and just show you some of the awesome wares here at Chautauqua Music as played by some of our local heroes. For this one jam in particular, we had Billy Blakey on harmonica. Billy Blakey of Deep Fried and Dipped in Honey fame. He sat in on some harmonica for a song off of our latest album, Crash at Dawn. This song is called Spring in January. Check it out, featuring Billy Blakey. Seven filming, thinking about all the friends that we lost. Wondering where all the love gone. Dwelling on everything that went wrong. Till love came the sun and dried the tears from my eyes. All opening, the sun had spoken to me. Said, been good up a little bit now. Go and spread your wings like them daytime I'll soon. Call for help in the time of need. Yeah, a place to beg and peel away the body pieces of a shattered dream. I love that shattered dream. Such a lonely mind on a hill. Even near disaster happening in a little laughter crackling. So sweet to me, like spring in January. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel a little bit out, don't need a thing. Set them daytime hours today. You know them daytime hours today. Just like them daytime hours today. Billy Blakey on the harp.
Speaking Cosmo.
Hey, that was off of our new album, Crash at Dawn.
Pretty good, wasn't it? That's pretty good.
I thought so.
I thought it was good.
We haven't even heard it, but still, we were there when it happened. Here's another one that's from this epic album that we keep raving about. Crash at Dawn. Oh, there goes my other alarm. Hold on, let me turn that off. This is when I would be getting up to go to work, but I'm getting up extra early just for you guys because I love you. And I hope that you love this, Crash at Dawn. Here's one of the songs from the album where we had our good friend Billy Blakey and Adam Gould both sit in with us. And we just jammed it right here at Chautauqua Music and did a little version of, which one?
Spring and January.
No, Shame on Cube. Here's Shame on Cube. Check it out from the new album. Life is like a Rubik's Cube, connecting all the colors in you. What are you trying to prove? Dividing all the reds and the grays, all the others in between. Nothing is what it seems when you're sleeping just to cling to your dream. What are you trying to prove? It's just the same on you, So that was another song off the new album, done acoustically, a little acoustic version for you. And you know what, man? I mean, usually we just do one, maybe two songs, but when you're at Chautauqua Music, when you have these fine wares, all the best musicians from town can happen upon you. And it just so happens that happenstance happened earlier. And we can just jump right from Trip to Deuce to one of my other favorite bands in town, Muttnik. And Harmony Dillingham and Adam Gould of Muttnik were so gracious to lay down another smooth jam for us. So, for something totally different than the first two, here's the smooth, sultry sounds of a couple of the dudes from Muttnik. Check it out. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Psh. What? Shut up.
Don't flap my titty like that.
I'm gonna slap your titty if I'm gonna slap your titty.
You ain't gonna flap my titty like that.
Listen, just go to the video. Go to the video.
Anna's on my mind all the damn time. Here's to the places we haven't discovered. She's so mean, every green as I can't find the right words to say.
1, 2, 3. It's the podcast.